I am Francine Harris, and I am from Detroit originally, although I came here from New York. I am currently a 2018-2019 Rona Jaffe Foundation Fellow at the Coleman Center at the New York Public Library, which means that I'm doing writing and research this year. I think what drives me as a writer is it seems like when I'm writing, what I'm really trying to think about is ways in which I can reimagine the world that I've been given. And by given, I guess I mean through representation. So I think about writing as a way of reimagining the kind of images and stories and narratives that we've been given through other people's perspectives. So I think that's what drives me as a writer. The Watering Hole is a retreat space for people of color. It seems that since I've been here, it's kind of a mix between young writers, emerging writers, established writers that want to come and tribe and workshop and talk about poetry, and we have craft classes here and mini workshops, and it is a space for people of color who are writers in the woods in this beautiful Hickory Knob State Park in McCormick, South Carolina. Which is a beautiful space. I think I underestimated how gorgeous this little corner of land is. So I think that's how I describe it. Well, I'm a slow processor, and so I just got here. This is my first year, and so I think I'm still processing what it means to me, which is a good thing for me, because I think sometimes you come into space and you sort of very quickly decide what a thing is and why you're there and what it means to you. And I actually think that's a little easier to do if it's not going to resonate with you for a long time. And I think this space is going to resonate with me for a long time. So I think I'm still kind of absorbing what it means to me. I didn't expect to feel so much like a tribe. I'm kind of a loner. So I didn't expect to feel family exactly when I came here. So I think it's going to mean to me what part of the thought about it is that it's a tribe. As an instructor, what's possible for fellowship that includes what I do, like what my role is. And my role here is supposed to be as a facilitator, as a guide, as a mentor, someone who's kind of like pointing the way. And I think very often that can be kind of a lonely role. So I think I'm thinking about what's possible now, if that makes sense. Yes. I think some of the obvious reasons, there just aren't a lot of spaces where Black and brown folks can commune together and think about the thing that's most important to their creative process, right? So doing that here in this atmosphere, in this environment, in the South, I don't even know if I have quite the words for it, but it seems like I've been thinking just a lot about reconnection to the land and reconnection to some real American roots. So I think that's part of the reason. I think there's a lot of reasons, but I'm sure you don't have that much time. There's a pulse here that's a little more mellow and familial that I'm used to in other retreats, which is really nice because it doesn't feel so panicked. That's the word. Sometimes I feel like I go to these retreats and there's just sort of like everybody seems panicked. That's the best word I can come up for with it, and the folks here it seems very organic. I think that's the word I want. But the students are incredible, and they're just really engaged and supportive of each other and respectful of me, which feels nice, but also just of the process and of the work and of the exploration and the play. So the students I think it's critical because it's critical to, how young people of color process poetry and how we process. Look, I included myself in young people, which is true or not true. But how we process language. I think rhythm happens when you do things aloud. So even those of us like myself who kind of focus more on the page, something else happens when you bring it before people, when you utter it. And I don't just mean like reading it in the mirror, but when you utter it in a space. And I was just talking to Chen Chen about this, that there's something that happens when you present or share that is not, you can't fake it. You can't pretend to do it. It only happens in that space. And I feel like I felt some of that here. The student reading is this evening, and I'm sort of excited to see how that happens because it's an irreplaceable act, I think. I'm Francine J. Harris, and I am Francine J. Harris on Twitter. Francine J. Harris at Twitter? Something like that. I'm on Twitter, and yeah, that's it.